We are actually going to transition. Actually, for video game Twitter, I'm not going to. I really didn't read this article because it's actually a video connected with an article. So the first one, the article is called Kingdom Hearts 3 is an unreviewable video game. And I was like, this is the stupidest headline I've ever seen.
All right.
It's a Kotaku video article that if you are on Kotaku at all, they have like this weird little background where it's a gradient, and then they have whatever their title is, and then the subject, like a picture of like their subject. So like those are like actual videos. I think we've done one of them before, but yeah, I didn't really read this. I just know that it's there. So if you want to read, like, that might be a reason why there's not a lot of reviews out for it. Maybe because of this article might explain it all for you. So if you're concerned about that, that's probably why. The next one is competitive virtual farming is getting its own esports league.
What?
Yes. So you know the farming simulator game, right?
Oh yeah.
So Kotaku, another Kotaku article, they have announced that they are going to invest 250 either pounds or euros.
That last article that the one that you just skipped, that you said you didn't read, it's really stupid.
Yeah,
it's a really dumb premise.
But I mean, you can read that if you want.
Yeah, I just like scanned the first 3 paragraphs. I was like, this guy's started.
Yeah, those are most of those articles.
Okay.
So, no offense. It just So yeah, they're spending money on having an esports league. So that'd be part of like the prize money. It's kind of like they can, not that they compared it to like sports games, but you know how they have sequels every year, and the game sells. I'm not sure the numbers on it. They're
updating the corn growing mechanics.
Yes.
Yeah.
But it's surprisingly like done so well where they're gonna have 3-on-3 competitions in this.
Wow.
To where you can win that much.
What's
money.
the objective? Does it say anywhere? Like how do you win Farming Simulator?
I don't know. It doesn't say.
We're gonna go to the Googles once again.
I'm looking at at least try out a 3v3 competitive. I'm not too sure. Maybe taking the bales.
There's a Farming Simulator season pass. That's incredible. What is Farming Simulator's end game? What is the end game?
Oh, you're grabbing bales, basically. The most quickly.
So you're trying to like harvest the most food?
I guess. Like on one field, I would assume like you would go to like a different field and like do, you know what I mean? So you're just really like, you're not really planting anything. You're just harvesting stuff.
So there are multiple things. So it can be like property owned. I guess you can, like, as you're making money, buy more property. Property owned. There's like livestock settings you can have, total revenue, equipment, all sorts of stuff like that. So they're like, I guess that's it goes on forever, but you can use for like the purposes of esports. You could say, like the first person to own 1,000 acres or something like that. Like some,
So there was actually one comment on this. It's Rabid. It's an Ethan Gotch. We're gonna say your name. We don't care. His comment was, "What a time to be alive." That was very fitting.
I already have enough problems watching esports, because specifically the commentary. And like, there are a lot of games out there that are entertaining to watch, but like the commentary is what kills me. Like, I can't imagine this being fun to watch. Like, you're literally watching people and listening to people commentate on other people who are watching grass grow, basically.
Yeah. I don't know.
So I don't know how that's going to be that like marketable. Although, I'm going to Google how many like copies of this, like Farming Simulator 17, like how many copies did they sold?
Well, regardless, it's like a game that I think people understand, and like when they watch it, they'll be like, when you watch people watch LOL, because I don't understand anything that goes on when they play that game. Oh man, this is shocking apparently.
Farming Simulator 19 sold 1 million copies in 10 days on the market since it launched. Like, who plays this game? What the heck?
So that makes sense. So you have an audience right there. You only need like 500,000 to watch. You know what I mean? Half of them at least.
It launched on December 3rd, and by December 13th, it sold 1 million copies.
As of now. I mean, as of then, but not as of now.
Right, yeah. So that means it's been even like more than that.
So kudos to Farming Simulator.
Dang.
They're getting into the esports game. Let's keep moving. We only got 2 more. We don't have that much. We got FIFA 19's latest update fixes overpowering goal shooting. I think this is another Kotaku article. I've seen a couple of things on Twitter about this, not just in the professional like games media articles, but also just FIFA players and like FIFA YouTubers tweeting about this kind of stuff. Because I saw like the same images of like, you know what I'm talking about right there.
Yes, I do.
And how they kind of is it technically a fix?
What I'm afraid of when you look at those like distributions of like the ball outcomes is that like the number that are actually on target hasn't really changed. It's just like the ones that miss are going to miss more. Mm-hmm. That's what I'm afraid of, is that like still, you know, if 50% of them are still on target and 50% of them miss, like I don't care where the other 50% miss if 50% of them are still on target.
Yeah, because it can kind of be like not propaganda, but like a misleading way of saying like, oh hey guys, look how many shots are missing. Like, well, how many of them are like we're right here where it's like hitting the post technically, probably on the smaller one.
Right. Yeah.
Where I'm not going to show you the image. It's in the article. Go look at it, you dumb fuck.
So yeah, in general, like it turned, you know, they tried to make some big changes this year in FIFA with the time finishing, and you can also move the goalkeeper, which causes its own problems. They tweaked that as well in this update. And they torched their own game. I mean, they introduced just so many completely broken mechanics where it's like basically if you're not playing that way of trying to hit time finesses at the top of the box, like you're doing it wrong, and like that's the way you lose games easily. I do think what I think is in terms of this, I could go on forever about this, but like this particular update, I think that it's too late because we've already had Team of the Year in Ultimate Team, and like those players are ridiculous, and so like those sorts of changes are irrelevant for most people because they're using like 96, 97, 98. 99 rated play. Like, you know, there's a bunch of people that have 99 Ronaldo, and like 99 Ronaldo is going to hit that shot every time. Like the person that they used in that was De Bruyne, the standard De Bruyne, the 91 De Bruyne. And like, there's a huge gulf between like the Team of the Year players and even 91 De Bruyne as good as he is. So I'm just afraid that it's like too little too late.
Well, that's why you don't have 99
Come back next year.
Yeah, that was another thing at the end of the article. Was like, hopefully this holds for the beginning of FIFA 20. So, but like that's FIFA 20, not 19.
Yeah.
Let's keep moving. Last one: 7 important changes coming to Division 2. An IGN article, similar to what we had last week with the Bungie, where I had points. Obviously, it has said 7 different changes. It has 7 different points. 2 of them related to the location, on how they were restricted in New York, kind of in a way, because they were just in Manhattan. Washington, D.C., a lot more open space, a lot more dynamic kind of environments and kind of
right.
buildings.
I would say, yeah, like New York was definitely like kind of just skyscrapers and big apartments everywhere.
So, yeah,
like diversity.
They talked about being restricted, one of the game developers. But also, yeah, like having it being in Washington, there's also more recognizable kind of buildings, I guess.
Okay, yeah, but like landmarks.
Like landmark, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, like the Lincoln Memorial, the Capitol Building, the White House. So you can, that's kind of an interesting take. I didn't think about that.
Okay,
compared to Manhattan. Another one, making the dark zone for everyone. So kind of more or less
the dark zone available for everyone. Oh, that's right.
Yeah,
so there was a cap, right? You had to be like a certain level before you could get in, right?
Yes and no.
In the first one, right?
It was more or less kind of like with one of their last points where you're not wasting time in the dark zone, so you're kind of not just going in and then getting killed before you get out with all your stuff that you got.
Okay.
And that kind of related in a way. Which it seemed like I think the beta, it said that catered for more hardcore players, but it'll probably be not too. I forgot where it said the point where, where is it?
What is it that you're looking for?
On what was different about it, because it just talks about just like what was it?
Well, while you're looking for that, if you are interested, the Division 2 beta, there is a beta that you can sign up for that begins February 7th and will run through the weekend through February 10th. So my phone once again plays random videos as I'm trying to use it. So if you're interested in that beta, 2 weekends from now, I think it is, there will be a private beta that you can sign up for at the Division website if you're interested in getting involved with that.
No, it doesn't really have. It doesn't seem like it made any changes actually when I reread this.
I kind of hope that it doesn't. I think it was a good. I liked the way it was before.
Yeah,
I like the risk reward of like, do we go for this other mission over here, or do we just like get out with what we have, or obviously the sort of system that they have set up, it lends itself towards griefing, where like people are there solely to do basically nothing but like kill you before you get out. They're not like actually looking for things themselves. They're just like kind of like bounty hunter is not the right word, but like vultures, put it that way, sort of thing. Anthony, I'm looking at you. I know.
Yeah.
But anyway, but I think it was a good system, and I enjoyed it early. It was not without its problems when we were first playing it. We never really went back to it except for like a weekend or two. But I hope, I heard really good things about the changes they made over the course of the first game. So I hope that they, tweak those a little bit, and like that the starting game will be a much better product this time around.
Yeah, and then the next one is helping players or helping people play together. So they like have like a clan system that you'll benefit off of. So when you play with your clan members, I guess they're gonna have classic PvP modes like a deathmatch, not just the skirmish one.
Yeah, okay.
So that one, it might be interesting just because how that might set up. They might not have it to be the same kind of way where you just shoot the guy 1,000 times before he dies. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it might be even like a PUBG. Who knows?
Like a hardcore mode.
Yeah.
Sort of thing where it's like a little bit more, the damage a little bit more realistic.
And you have to be a little bit more conservative on making certain moves.
That was one negative I always had with the Division, is like everyone is bullet sponges. It's where it's like a weapons, like firearms based game, but everyone has just HP bars and like health points, and not like you shot the guy in the arm. Now, it doesn't matter really,
And then the last one, it talks about improved endgame. So going in from Division 1 to 2, like the team were really focused on making the endgame, like the focus point on making the most improvements on. So taking like their strengths and their weaknesses from the last game and kind of being able to make a better game out of it, I guess, and making it more appealing. That's what it says, more appealing to the diverse player base. So hopefully, after you're done playing the game, you're able to do stuff still.
Yep.
So that's it. That article is there for you to also read, and hopefully you are excited for Division 2 like I am. I'm not too sure if you are, but that's been it. All those links are down below for Video Game Twitter. If you have any comments or concerns, let us know. I didn't put any Resident 2 Evil stuff. There's a lot of that, but I was like, eh. And then Fortnite stuff. I was like, we talked about Fortnite last week. That has been it for Video Game Twitter. What are we doing next?